voice of women in sport.
Hello, and thank you for downloading The Bolder Woman here on With Sports. This is Season 3, Episode 1, and I'm Chris Stafford.
You've tamed the voices in your head. You've put your courage to the test. Laid all your doubts to rest. Your mind is clearer than before. Your heart is full and wanting more. Your future's at the door. Give it all you got. No hesitating. You've been waiting all your life. This is your moment.
And before we hear from our guest this week, a word from our sponsors. Summer is here. You don't want to miss that majestic summer sunset, perfect wave, or family picnic because you're stuck at home with ear pain. You can make a splash at that next beach party with Highlands homeopathic earache drops and tablets for natural relief or minor fever, ear pain, and throbbing associated with earaches. After you've been diagnosed by a physician, try Highlands homeopathic earache drops or tablets. Highlands has been trusted by generations to provide safe homeopathic medicines for everyone in your family. Earache drops are available at Walgreens. To learn more, go to highlands.com/ear. That's HYLANDS, highlands.com/ear. Claims are based on traditional homeopathic practice, not accepted medical evidence, not FDA evaluated. Always read and follow label directions. The Bolder Woman tells the stories of women over 50 who are still competitive, and this week's guest is 73-year-old Kathy Harvey. Kathy took up soccer more seriously at the age of 50, having played different sports when she was younger, but it wasn't until she was in her 50s that a girlfriend persuaded her to get on the pitch and kick a soccer ball and join a women's team. She now plays as part of the San Diego Prime of Life League, and she normally would be looking forward to a few tournaments this season, but of course COVID has put a stop both to competitions and also to training. But she's making up for it by continuing to run, to bike, to kayak, and she's also playing Pickle Ball, and we'll also hear about a new sport that she's taking up as well. And Kathy credits soccer for empowering her at a time in her life where she faced some challenges. She is a cancer survivor. She also went through a divorce. And she said how much she values the camaraderie of her teammates. And Kathy is a great example where you may not be able to stay young forever, but you can be forever fit. Kathy, hi, welcome, and thank you for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me.
So you came to our attention via social media, via Instagram, of course, and the San Diego Women's Soccer account. We've talked to them here at With Sports before about what you're doing there on the West Coast, but I'd like to know a little bit more about your journey in soccer, because you started quite late in life, didn't you?
Yes.
Tell us about why you started.
The reason that I started was that, well, one of the main reasons besides my girlfriend inviting me was to prove to my son that women can do anything at any time of life. And that was my primary thing, to say that women are as equal as men. Because my husband was a bit of a chauvinist. So, and my son was very encouraging. When I first started out, I really could only run a very short distance. And all of a sudden, I wanted oxygen tanks on the field when I started playing, because it was like, oh my God, I can't do this. But then it just started going. I find what is very interesting, my son and my husband went to my first soccer game, and they critiqued me so badly that they were never allowed to come again.
So obviously you've found your niche there. You've increased your running, and I understand that you do that anyway. You do your running even if you can't play as a team in these COVID times. But were you anything of an athlete at school? Did you like sports?
I played sports until I went to college. And then it was, just limited sports and not anything really with groups per se. I mean, we were just limited in what we did, gymnastics and that type of thing, or modern dance, which is not my thing. So I really didn't get into playing anything until my girlfriend suggested, hey, they need some players for this team. Let's try it.
But at school then, you didn't have the opportunity to play on team sports like soccer or lacrosse or anything like that?
In high school, I played a little bit of soccer and lacrosse. Oh, I'm sorry, not lacrosse, field hockey and tennis, and that was it.
How did your life journey take you then after you graduated from college, Kathy? Were you doing taking a career where you could play some sports, or tell us about those early days?
After I graduated from school, I worked continuously as a physical therapist, and I was able to, move to Hawaii, move to San Diego, but I never had a group of people that were athletic. On being single, it was more into let's party hardy. So I really never got the exposure until all of a sudden at 50. I just, went, oh, this is fun, a group sport. Because, I grew, with my husband, it was always, group sports are so wonderful and all, and I never had the opportunity.
So this was a really life-changing moment for you, because then you stuck with it now, and you're 73 now, so you've been playing 23 years. You've obviously found a niche.
Oh, I did. I mean, the soccer group is a family to me. They've taken me through cancer. They've taken me through a divorce, a variety of things. So, and I can always count on them. And they're always very encouraging with our group.
And you have all age groups too?
Yes. When we went to Norway, women's soccer, the older women's soccer, there were only, 2 or 3 of us that were over 70. The rest were in, their 40s and 50s and 60s. So I can't say that I shined at that time when we played in Norway.
But that must have been a wonderful adventure for you all then, as a team.
Oh, yes. And what's nice is with the soccer group to have, even though we're basically all from San Diego, we're all a different age group, so we don't see each other or play against each other, but the camaraderie that we developed during that time in Norway is amazing, and we're still keeping in contact with each other.
And when you started to play then, do they assess you for what skills that you have, or did you tell them, your past experiences and in the game and where you would like to play, or how did that work for you? Where did you find your comfort zone within the team?
Oh, with my first team?
Yes.
I had really no concept as far as soccer, just a vague remembrance and, watching the games and my son playing. And really what happened was they did not have a keeper. So they said, well, who wants to be? And I said, I'll try it. And so I had no skill training, nothing. Till I got onto the field.
And how did you feel being in goal then, and people firing balls at you at high speeds?
Oh, I mean, it's when you don't know, you just kind of go, okay, I'll try it. I can't say that I was that great. There was one woman who had back injuries, so she was coaching me most of the time. So I developed skills then, but it was basically, on the job training, because no one else wanted to do it.
And did you feel that was something you wanted to find that as your position, that was going to be it for you, or did you prefer to find your way onto the team when your skills developed?
I basically was stuck there for a while, and I realized that I had moments of greatness, and I had moments of, oh, I am sorry, I could walk off the field now. But I mean, because it was interesting, I got a lot of practice because we had a defensive team. I mean, I had more practice than I really needed to. So, but I didn't develop my skills on the field till after my fractures and my shoulder got dislocated. And I said, I'm not getting any better. So let me get out in the field. Let someone else take over. I'll still kind of sub as far as a goalie is concerned, but no, I now find that I enjoy being on the field a lot more. But I don't have a set position.
Oh, you don't have a set. I was going to ask you that, where you don't prefer any particular side of the pitch.
No, because I found with my group, it's everyone has their, well, I want to play this, I want to play that. And I'm going, just show me where I'm supposed to be and I'll play it. I played midfield a lot of times during our tournaments, just with the fact, since I've done half marathons and all, I was able to, and especially with our ages, be able to have a longer stamina, endurance, as far as running up and down the fields.
So the running then developed very quickly. When you say you became a marathon runner and now you run regularly?
So I used to do races in the morning and then play soccer after that.
So you were very athletic then when you got into your mid-years, into your 50s.
Yes.
And then what was it that about soccer then that was it the team, the camaraderie that kept drawing you to that, and you found time to do your other sports as well, but was that going to be your main focus then, to be part of the soccer team?
Yes, the camaraderie. I knew they always had my back. Didn't matter what was going on. They were always kind of there for me and very supportive. And I kept trying to I keep thinking that, well, as I get older, I'll develop better skills, because I've never really had any. We used to have a few practice sessions, but we've never really practiced, even with our tournament teams. So it's always kind of a fresh approach as far as who's doing what with who.
Yes. And of course, now it's even more challenging with you not being able to get together as a team. And you were telling me before that you usually have 5 tournaments to look forward to.
Right. So that's where one of my things is I initiate things. So one of the things I have to do in the next month is see about getting a group together just to start practicing.
And right now then you're managing to keep fit, doing other things. You mentioned you were running and you're kayaking and you're biking as well. So you're keeping fairly fit.
Oh yes. And then now that we've gotten a little less stringent, I'm playing pickleball too.
Yep, that's very popular, isn't it?
Oh yes. Well, the thing is, what I like is a variety, because it keeps you active in doing, a cross training per se.
Yes, exactly. Well, in terms of where you've played soccer, then were you someone who found it easy after being in goal to beat the goalkeeper? Were you able to score goals?
No, because I was usually more in a defensive position. I found, because being in our team was basically been defensive most of the time. We were not a very offensive team. So when it came to my getting down to the goal, it's like, oh my goodness, what are you supposed to do? And I've had, again, brilliant moments where, I haven't had 3 goals, but I do, a couple of goals a game. But one of the problems that I found, which I think is a shame, is the fact that I never had any formal training. So my skills are not as good as some of the other people. So when it comes to dribbling, it's like, yes. Could have done that better.
Now, if you're playing for a full 90 minutes, that's quite a stretch, isn't it, to, maintain your endurance running?
Yes, but we usually have enough subs that if we need to, we can sub out. And there's a lot of times where I'll go, my feet are getting there, but so just hold the ball. I'm getting there. And I think that's what we, you learn. We have, 4 or 5 80-year-olds that are playing with us. And everyone knows that we back off with them. And my thing is they should be able to have the chance to get the ball and do something with it instead of some of the younger people who are faster taking it and have better skills at this point to take it around. I believe that everyone should have an equal chance when we play.
Yeah, it sounds like a real mix there with the different age groups and abilities. And as you mentioned, the level of skills too that come from having been coached somewhere in your career.
Yes. Or not having been coached.
Or not having been coached, yes. And you also mentioned the tournaments. Talk about those tournaments that you normally would be looking forward to this year, Kathy.
Usually we have, there's usually 2 primary teams that we play against each other, and they're from San Diego mainly. I'd say one team is the A team, and the other one is us, the B team. Because this one group ends up with the more aggressive players, and our team is more probably 74 to 80, while they have the 70-year-olds. So they're, a lot more agile and all. So with those two, it's rivalry with them. And so it makes it interesting because, when we're not playing tournaments, the same group, we play together with each other. So it's makes it interesting when you're in a tournament and you're playing against, someone that you're friends with.
Yeah, it's rather like the national team. They all play on their own teams during the season and then they come together as one, but they could be playing against each other the rest of the time.
Right. And as I said, since I don't have breaks that well, sometimes, it's like, "Ooh, pardon me," as I try to get the ball. And I said, "I didn't mean to kick you because I'm a little slower than you are and the ball was there and I can't help it if your foot got in the way."
But I'm sure there's not too much fouling goes on, though, is there? It's usually pretty friendly, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. It really is. We back off, we, encourage each other. And some of the older ones, like this one, she's 77 and she has started to exercise and walk so much more in the last year. So all of a sudden she can keep up with people. So that's where it's amazing.
Yeah.
With everyone's at a kind of a different angle and, viewpoint, because everyone has more ailments now. If you have a cure-all for cramping, my team would like to know because they try everything.
Sure. You had mentioned that you were a cancer survivor. And so where did that fit into your soccer? At what point were you going through that process to recover from cancer whilst you were playing soccer? Because you also mentioned how your teammates were great support at that time. Was that a lengthy process? Were we talking about years then, Kathy?
Well, I had, this is just me. I had 2 bouts of breast cancer in the same breasts. The second time I said, "Give me a mastectomy, enough is enough. I've got places to go." So a month later, I did a 2-day walk, 26 miles one day and, 13 the next day. Because I'll be darned if I was going to have cancer keep me down. And then I started treatment in October. So basically, I really couldn't do anything, and I stayed away from most people because of the 6 weeks that I had. 5 or 6 months of treatment. So because I had to go chemo, but didn't have radiation. And at the end of that, then I had problems. I couldn't go back to playing soccer for 2 months, but my brother was also dying from cancer back east. So I had to go back and take care of that. But in between, I had people helping me. And I was in a tournament, bald. I don't know, it was like March or April up in Billingham. And to be very frank, and I'm sure you can edit this and all, being minus on one side, it was very hot out. So what I did is I took a plastic bag of ice and put it in my bra because I had a little outpocking and I was running up and down the field sloshing. But it was wonderful. Bald and everything. I couldn't run as much as I wanted to, but I was out there in the field. And I also have lymphedema, so I have a sleeve and glove that I have to wear most of the time.
But you are able to get back and continue to play, which is wonderful. And I'm sure now that you really miss being able to get together, as you said, the camaraderie, the friendship that you have with the team. And now with these COVID times, you've been denied that, being able to train together and of course, prepare for these tournaments as well. So do you think there'll be a time fairly soon, Kathy, that you'll be able to at least get on the pitch and keep your social distance while kicking a ball about?
I hope so. Virginia has already started indoor soccer. So I'm not sure. Our problem is that here we have the fields that we play on are run by the city. So until the city gives us the go ahead, we're basically have no place to play. So we have to get their approval first to be able to open up and use the fields. So I'm scouting out other little smaller areas that, like 6 to 10 of us can kind of play and do a kind of modified pickup game or just to practice, kick the ball.
Just get out there and kick the ball. Are you a big sports fan generally? Do you watch other sports? Are you a big spectator when it comes to sport?
Periodically. I grew basically when I was married, my son and husband were sports fiends. My son still is. So I try to keep up with it that way. But there's so many times that I'm too busy doing other things and someone says, well, did you see such? And I went, oh no, I was out doing such and such. So, but I keep track of other sports and things like that.
You were either biking or kayaking or playing pickle ball or running or playing soccer. That's a busy schedule that you have one way or the other when you can get to these different activities. What else keeps you busy outside of the sport these days, Kathy?
Well, I live in a house, so I have to maintain my house. I also am very social individual, so I have social distancing. I have neighbors over for a happy hour per se I've got a large backyard, so everyone is 6 feet apart. We catch up with each other once a week. And, I've had people over for dinner with social distancing. I enjoy being around people. And I meet with a couple of my soccer friends and we walk along the beach once a week. So even if we can't play, at least we're keeping in contact with each other. Oh, my next thing is I'm going to try windsurfing.
Oh, good. Yes. Well, you're on the coast there, aren't you?
Oh, yes. And see, my thing is, and you know what? The water's not been good because we usually boogie board too. And I've only done that once this year. I'm the type that if there's something new or different, I'll try it.
You'll give it a go. Good for you. Absolutely. There's so many choices out there these days, that's for sure.
But I got to get back into my soccer skills because all of a sudden it's going to be very interesting when we get back on the field.
Yes, you'll be a little bit rusty, no doubt.
Well, yes, and that's where the oxygen tanks are going to come in handy.
For sure. Will, what do you say to people that are younger than you who have never played soccer or even been very sporting in the past? What would you say to encourage them to try out soccer at this age?
Well, and you have to understand our team, the 58 and over, even before that, we only group or team that would take any newcomers. Anytime we see anyone, it's like, do you want to try something new and different? How about, come on, you let's get out and do it. I mean, it gives you so much as far as the support and the agility to keep you active. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
And really, without soccer, I wouldn't have gotten into all these other things.
And now you're part of a league and a well-known one team. It's the San Diego's Prime of Life League that you're a part of, correct?
Yes.
All right. So if people want to look on social media and follow you there, San Diego Soccer Women is the Instagram account, and they can keep up with what you ladies are doing there on the West Coast. Well, Kathy, what are you most looking forward to now for the rest of the year? Are you able to plan anything?
Well, I've been going to probably be going down to Mexico once a month, because that's where I'm going to learn how to windsurf. I'll probably do kayaking, because the fellow that I'm seeing has a house down there, so I don't have to come in contact with anyone. We can just go down there and have the change of pace. And see, I love collecting rocks, and I got some whale bones this past time walking along the beach. See, it's something different.
Always something different, isn't there? Always something to learn.
That's right. And kite flying, and who knows what else. Now, kayaking in the surf is not my thing. Kayaking on a lake, yes. There's a point where I go, my age is such, no, I don't want to do these things. But I just feel very fortunate to, as I said, soccer was the beginning of my kind of blossoming.
Making the most of these golden years.
That's right. And it probably also, honestly, probably made me become independent enough that I realized that I was in a kind of an abusive situation and got divorced.
So you were empowered through sport?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, Kathy, thank you very much indeed for coming on the show and sharing your story with us. And I want to wish you the very best of luck with it, because it sounds like you're going to continue to enjoy the game and a lot of other sports too.
Well, the first time we get a group together, I'll have to let Brandy know so that she can get on Instagram and post those pictures.
And we will share too. So on Instagram, look for San Diego Soccer Women. That's the account on Instagram. But Kathy, thank you so much for your time. Stay safe and continue to enjoy your sport.
Well, thank you so much. It was wonderful talking to you, and have a wonderful day.
And don't forget to check out the show notes accompanying this episode. You'll always find those on the website at wissports.com, where we have links to our social media and, of course, to those of our guests. And in this case, San Diego Women's Soccer and their Instagram account, where you can follow these brave and bolder women. Our thanks again to our sponsors, Highlands Earache Drops. You can find them at highlands.com/earache. And if you find yourself on iTunes or any podcast app, do drop us a review there, because that does make a difference and help people find us. And you can always tell us what you think of the show by posting on social media. Just follow and share at Wisp Sports. Until the next time, thank you for listening and helping us turn up the volume on women's sports. Goodbye for now.
And every time you hit the wall, remember you can have it all, even the mighty fall. It's closer than it's ever been, and now it's more than just a win. It's where your life begins.